For those of you who are new to my page, yes, my son got robbed. A group of kids found out he was staying after school. So they stood outside of the building waiting for him. When they saw him exit the building, they played it off as if they wanted to go to the plaza and get McDonald's or Tim Hortons. My son said he had $30 and he would even offer to pay. They were walking for about 10 minutes and my son took off his hoodie. His phone and AirPods were in his hoodie. Since the whole park is under construction, they suggested to walk. Since the whole park is under construction, the boys suggested, let's cut through the woods. As they were cutting through the woods, walking and talking, there's an abandoned swimming pool. As they were walking through the pool, they all circled around him. Give me your $30. And my son explained, I don't have cash on me. He said he had $30, but he didn't mean cash. It was in his Cash app. And then they said, give me your phone. He said, I don't have my phone. He lied. His phone was in his hoodie pocket, which was hanging on his arm. Thank God. They said, give me your AirPods. He said, my AirPods are at home with my phone. Well, his AirPods were in the same pocket of his hoodie. None of this was caught on camera. They circled around him. They wouldn't let him leave without a fight. The whole thing was premeditated. When they jumped him, they ripped off his gold chain, which was $1,299 from K Jewelers. They ripped off his Nike Jordans and tore up his new Nike shirt that he was wearing. 7 out of the 10 kids who jumped my son were charged. They were given appearance tickets, so they're still running the streets right now. And a lot of them are on probation, so a lot of them violated probation. They told my son if he snitches, they're going to come back, jump him again, and do it with a weapon next time. They said they were going to break into our home and come after his family. Some of these kids are the same kids who broke into my home, robbed my house, and ransacked all of my home. Last year, April of 2023, when I was on vacation. They stole his Nintendo Switch, his Oculus VR headset, his Xbox. They stole 3 pairs of his Jordans, and he had like $75 cash in his wallet. They stole that too. I was in California on a FaceTime call as the police were investigating, walking through my house. I had to file a police report over the phone. My family signed for me. One of these kids is also the same kid who stole my son's AirPod Pros at a sleepover. And another kid, I'm not 100% sure if he was there, stole his second pair of AirPod Pros from class. Okay, so I file a police report in the emergency room on May 2nd after my son got jumped. The following week, someone mysteriously returned my son's pair of Jordans to the middle school office. He has yet to receive his gold chain. So yes, my son was robbed of his Jordans and his gold chain. His Jordans were returned to him. They're in my car right now. These Jordans are back here with me right now in my car. I didn't buy the Jordans, my mom did. I don't buy leather because I'm vegan. My son was in the emergency room barefoot. In the emergency room, barefoot. Covered in mud and blood. These kids had one goal, and that was to rob. Nothing else. My son has a kind heart. He got suckered into it. I've told him time and time again not to trust these people. But my son was raised in rural Pennsylvania in the sticks around a bunch of country kids. My son has never experienced how to identify a criminal and what criminal behavior is. How to avoid being manipulated, not to talk to strangers. So many of the teenagers who jumped my son are complete strangers who he doesn't even recognize, and they go to high school. Like, there were some 16, 17-year-olds there, from what I learned. At least they appear to be that age. This is a dangerous city. Jamestown, New York has a dangerous school district. We don't live in a safe city. It doesn't matter what neighborhood we're in. The entire school district is filled with criminals, which is why I put a GoFundMe together to move as soon as possible into a safe neighborhood with a safe school district. But the money is useless until we get approved and chosen for an apartment. Because even if our application is approved, there could be other applicants who are approved that might get chosen before we do. So thank you so much for all of you who have followed the entire story. I'd love to fight for justice for my son, but we need to move first as soon as fucking possible. We are in danger.